Good evening, and welcome to Masterpiece Theater. And 2-5, I like the sign on the back. That's pretty badass. Double A, Chris, and live 2-5 with you here. Maybe we'll be joined by the quarterback, maybe not. Um, that remains to be seen. But a lot of interesting news that has taken place this week that has interesting questions about the upcoming season. But I mean, it's quite the accomplishment for these gentlemen. But obviously, it'll be a sad loss to see them not play for most of this season. And good afternoon slash early evening to you, to the greatest cameraman in the business, Mr. Steve Ashmore. Which, by the way, please subscribe to Ashmore Media.
That's my mentor.
2-5 is learning the ways of the Force, if you will. So, gentlemen, how are we on this Wednesday evening?
I'm doing pretty solid. I can't complain at all.
Yeah, I don't have any complaints. A long day today, and it's been a long week, even though today's only Wednesday. Every day has had its interesting pieces, let's put it that way, for work. So it's been good. It's been good.
Well, it is your hump day. Now, you, sir, you stand by for the link. All right? Yeah, you. That gave the hang loose. You stand by. As we are officially on countdown, we are officially 11 days from opening day of the upcoming season. And still wondering, does 2-5 have a home for the upcoming season, or is he still negotiating and being a free agent?
Still chilling, man.
All right, so 2-5 is still looking for a home. He is still a free agent.
Did you expect anything less?
No. We will be joined by Kamari Michael, who took a season off and looks like he is playing this upcoming season. But in the meantime, let's start with the news that made some headlines here. Ashmore says he is home. With you, Steve.
Right.
But let's start off. But a very sincere congratulations to one Donnie Lyons and one Anthony Wilkerson, as both gentlemen have signed deals with the current IFL champions, the Las Vegas Nighthawks, and will be taking their talents to the IFL. So our congratulations to those gentlemen.
Hope
so
that team knows what they're getting, because they're getting two straight ballers. So
that they are. My only question is Danya going to play offense or defense, even though he's a natural wide receiver, but he has shown that he can play some cornerback. But congratulations to those two gentlemen. I know those two gentlemen are going to be hard to replace on the Insomniacs, but if anybody can find replacements for them, it is Coach JB, who just celebrated a birthday. And
happy belated
to Coach JB.
We all getting old.
Go in. Who are you, sir? And are you trying to come on the show?
Well, it ain't one of those things where we just invite anybody on the show. So if we don't know who you are, the answer would be no.
But again, I'm going to make this public service announcement again. If you want to come on the show, you can reach out to myself, you can reach out to Chris, you can reach out to 2-5, you can reach out to Mr. Hammond. And then we will all collectively put our heads together. And what's good, sir? How are you? Thank you for chiming in.
Yo.
But definitely that's quite the accomplishment for those two young men who have been very good contributors to our division and in this league. I think both gentlemen made the All-Decade team. I know Wilkerson for sure made the All-Decade team. I don't know about if Donnie did. He might have missed the cut, but definitely those two men have made a tremendous impact. And definitely both are charter reasons of why the Insomniacs have won 2 championships in the A7FL. Of course, Danye with the interception in 2023 to seal their first championship. Of course, what he did in Asbury Park in 2024 to seal it with his game-winning 3-on-1 return. Of course, Mr. Wilkerson on a bum wheel in Bullhead City, scoring
Blowout.
a game-winning
It was a
touchdown
blowout
against
on the
the
bus.
Nightcrawlers. A tremendous ending to that game. But our congratulations to those gentlemen, as they are both will be taking the talents and trying to help the Vegas Nighthawks repeat as IFL champions. Friendly reminder, this upcoming Saturday, the BFL, the Beach Football League, will be taking on the Stealth on the shores of the Santa Monica Pier. Hopefully, that game will be aired on some platform to where you can watch that matchup. Of course, this is put together by Tully Banta-Kane, former NFL player, who did play for my beloved Niners at one point in time in his career, among other former NFL alumni. But the Silver State Stealth will be representing the A7FL.
Yep.
Again, that is on March the 7th, this upcoming Saturday.
Yep.
And then, of course, that'll make us even closer to March 15th with the season starting.
I want to send this over to you to see if we can get this up, because believe it or not, the Stealth are ranked in the beach volleyball, in the beach football. Seeing if I can add it to our network. Yep, there you go. Just sent it over and see if you could pull it up and put it up. But they are, there was a ranking that came out for it. And they're calling it California Football United Preseason Power 5. You know what? This might not be for the beach football. My bad. But Stealth is ranked nonetheless. I saw that earlier today, so I thought I'd share it. But anywho's how, how many? What are we now? I think we're. You said it, Doug. We're what? 7, 8, 10, 11 days away.
11.
Wow.
11 days.
Wow.
And
So,
well, somebody is asking for their services. So
who needs a wide receiver /
for the
DB?
teams that are watching, at Sally the K9 is wanting a team. So there you go.
We'll see what and the biggest thing about it is I have not seen rosters. I've not seen anything come through yet. So we're still going to be seeing what every team looks like. We've had a handful, I guess you could say, of rumors, stuff that we've heard that people have brought up, written into the comments of where players could be playing this season. So I'm interested, man. I'm very interested, especially with Danye and RTC playing with and with the semi-pro team here, with the arena team, excuse me here. That is, how much does that impact the Insomniacs? Is a question mark.
It is a legit question. I mean,
Yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong. Shannon Allen is going to hold down one side of that defense. We already know that. And defensive rookie of the year. So that piece of it, I'm not. Danye is just. He is what he is. I mean, guy that's going to give you snaps on both sides of the ball and going to excel on both sides of the ball and make it exciting. So without him being out there, I'm really interested to see what they're going to look like. And knowing JB, he's got it covered. So we'll see what happens. We might see some new faces out there with the Insomniacs yet again.
And won't be surprised if they make now. This is mainly an A7 show, but I'm going to mention this because it would be wrong of us not to mention it. But Today in the world of college football suffers a huge loss as the legendary Lou Holtz, of course, the last head coach to lead the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame to a national championship back when I was 5 years old in 1988,
God
passed
damn.
away today at the age of 89. Of course, Lou also coached at South Carolina, but of course, mainly known for his years at South Bend with Touchdown Jesus. And of course, also had a stint in the NFL, coaching when they actually played in New York, the Jets. But
Excuse me.
the legendary Lou Holtz, one of the all-time great college coaches,
Wow.
gone
You know, it's
at the
funny.
age of 89. Go ahead, Chris.
I was. It was weird because I thought I had read that somewhere 2 weeks ago, and now that I'm thinking about it, it might be that he was not doing well, and the fact that that's a big loss to the game of football. No matter how you slice it, it was kind of like when your ex coach in Welsh passed away. That was it's like Tom Landry. There's certain iconic figures in football that have brought so much to the game that it hits a little different.
Well, Coach Holtz, of course, Notre Dame was not his only stop in his legendary college career. He also coached at William and Mary, Arkansas, Minnesota, but mainly known for Notre Dame, and also finished his career at South Carolina. But the thing about when Coach Holtz came to Notre Dame in 1986, Notre Dame was not Notre Dame per se. The program had fallen on some tough times, and Coach Holtz restored the pride and program to the Golden Dome in South Bend, Indiana, and then within 2 years, as mentioned, won the national championship in 1988. Finished his career with a 249, 132, and 7 tie record over his career. Of course, later on in his career, came to ESPN, and him and Mark May and Reese Davis were part of the ESPN wrap-up show. They would give players stickers on their helmets for if they did good. So, I mean, like I said, it's hard to tell the story of college football and not mention the great Lou Holtz, who passed away at the age of 89. So, thoughts and prayers to the Holtz family, and also to the schools that he coached at, of course, to the players that meant a great deal to him. So, I'm sure there will be some type of tribute in South Bend this year for the great Hall of Fame coach, Lou Holtz. So, 3 cheers for old Notre Dame. Wake up the echoes, crying her name. Now, his actual career record at Notre Dame was 100 wins, 3 losses, 2 ties. So, just putting that out there. But our guest will be joining us in 5 minutes, and he is actually going to come on the show, and so we'll go there. But in the meantime, I want to go back to this list that Jordan Davidson put up that we talked about last week, as he is wandering off into the world of podcasts, doing his own football show, and he put up his own version of the preseason.
That is official. We are Pinecrest. I want to say, I don't know if it's Cadence. I can't remember which field it is. It's the one over by Raiders practice facility. The one we started at last year. We are going to go back to that. And yes, it is, as far as I know, official that we will be playing there all season.
All right, interesting. So Pinecrest Cadence Field, which has that very nice, beautiful scoreboard.
Yeah, I think the only thing that we've got to worry about is if I'm not mistaken, they faced the press box faces west. So later games, we're going to get that sun shining directly in us.
Well,
And not that that's going to be a big deal. It's more going to be about trying to get the keep the reflection out of your eyes so you can see what's going on the field.
well, that's why sunglasses are very, very important in sunscreen. So there you go.
Very much, very much.
But nonetheless, still join us on March 15th as we will come to you live and in living color, if you will. He says that's Sloan.
Okay, well, then that's where we're going to be. So I can't. Hard for me to keep them right because I mean I don't live out in that area, so I don't know the schools out there at all. So even for me to find it, I think the very first time that I drove out to that school, I actually went to the wrong school, and I pulled up and I'm like, "There's nobody here. What the heck?" And then I realized that when I pulled it up in my phone, there was another one. So I went out to the one way out there and then realized it was the one over by Raider Stadium and drove back. So is what it is.
Okay, I think that's where the Final Four was. Pinecrest Cadence.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I believe you're right, but I can't swear by it. Hey, speaking of Jordan, there he is. What's up, man? By the way,
There it
what's up,
is.
Miss? Missed you on that one.
So Jordan, when is the first episode of your podcast since you are now venturing off to the podcast world?
So, well, he's listening and see what he comes back with. Oh, well, hold on there.
And
Go ahead.
late on arrival, but he has joined us. I think he's ready. Ladies and gentlemen, the quarterback. Okay, well, now I will say this: that booth is very nice, or that press box is very nice. You have
A little bit on the small side, but very nice. Yes.
you have sliding doors. That's what I thought. You know what? Yeah, we actually talked about it on last week's show.
Yeah, and I said opening the one we were at opening day last year.
Well, that's not Pinecrest.
So what's up,
Cadence.
gentlemen? Sorry I'm late. Putting kids to bed, wrapping up. Had some might not believe it. Had flag football practice as I was the coach for my kid, so he's playing flag.
Oh.
Despite all the shit I talk, look at me.
See,
But
see.
Sorry,
And that's how it begins.
Well, anybody that knows me for sure knows the reason that I'm against the flag is because of how immobile I am. So the fact that I can't move, I get jealous of guys that can and throw the ball still.
Oh,
But,
now the truth comes
teaching
out.
my son so that he's better than me. I mean,
There you go.
you're getting a candid little display of what I can offer, but don't get used to it. Did you guys also see how I was Pablo Torre'd and found out? And that's the reference right there. Yeah. I remember I told you guys I wasn't announcing where I was going.
Yeah. Somebody announce it?
Friend Matt.
Well, you sort of kind.
My friend Matt Ryan did a show of his. He invited me on.
Yes.
And bamboozled me into
Yeah. What?
So you gave up the ghost?
Well, yeah, he did. He basically, without saying it, is saying that he's.
I didn't do shit. He.
I said you say it without saying it. Which,
all right.
Again,
So
speaking of Matt Ryan, please do watch his podcast.
Because what happened was,
which, by the way, Will Franklin will be on the show with Matt Ryan on opening day. So go to where Matt Ryan is yelling on his YouTube page, and he and
Yes, sir.
Will Franklin will be on the broadcast during the BIC Patterson U game on opening day. So check out what Mr. Franklin has to say as he will be joining Mr. Ryan on Sounds of the Game and on Matt Ryan's platform on opening day. So you'll still get to hear Matt Ryan's passion,
Yeah,
just
and
in a different setting.
Point of view.
well,
Go
shout
ahead,
outs to
Cordy.
Matt Ryan. The show was great. Yeah, no, shout outs to Matt Ryan. The show was great having me on. But he went behind the scenes and found out, right? So I wasn't able to announce. But funny behind the scenes, the reason the reason I didn't want to announce that I will be joining BIC as a an alternate option to their far superior quarterback in Sterry Codgerton. The reason I didn't want to announce is because I had talked to Kenny and I had gotten the yeah everybody's cool with it. But I wasn't even yet in the group chat. So my confidence in announcing my team confidently that I would be a part of them, that was my hesitation. I did not want to pull another you already know off season and then show up week one and not have a jersey. But yeah, unfortunately for me, I'm not the starter. Wherever I would have been maybe hypothetically able to, but I think at this point in my career, it's better to see the more talented, more athletic,
You're about
more
7 minutes late,
entertaining
Jordan.
young men. Did we hear it? Yes. And is here spelled HEAR? Also, yes. But shout outs to Cookies and Milk, who is always doing our jobs as good, if not sometimes better, getting the info to us. This time he's just a little bit late. So yeah, guys, we're team minus what?
11 days.
10 days? 11
11.
days?
Yep.
Levy,
El-
huh? 11
ele-
days.
11 manly days. But now that you two are here,
Well,
because
the
me and
the,
Chris had
the
talked about it.
manliness of each day is
Well, me and Chris had talked about it last week, but
no,
now
go
that
ahead.
you
I was
two,
gonna say a stupid joke.
but now that you two are here, now this is what Jordan Davidson has put up. Which, by the way, his podcast starting next Friday, about his football podcast. But he put this up. Uh, yes, but we're about to talk, Jordan. We were about to talk about what you put up on your page in regards to a quote unquote pre-season poll, if you will.
Official, unofficial.
Official, unofficial. But here is what he has thoughts going in to the upcoming season that is the American Sevens Football League, which again will start on March 15th. But here he has the defending champions 1, the runner-up number 2, Sick at 3, the Animals 4, the U5, the debuting Lexington Phantom 6, the Stealth 7th, and the Heathens 8, and rounding out the 11-man league for this season, the Renegades 9, despite the fact that the Renegades had a tremendous season last year, the Gold 10, and the Hunters 11th. So, gentlemen, if you want to dive in and think about what this unofficial poll looks like to you, go ahead.
I've already said can't really complain. About the only thing that I can see is the Renegades seem low. Um, but I mean, we'll see. Obviously, he'll be riding that ship after the first game, or keeping everything the way it is after the first game. But outside of the Renegades, not too much complaining from my side. I think it's pretty accurate. I might switch because I don't know what the Phantoms are going to be. So I know that there are some players that are going to be off different teams creating that team. So we got to see how they pull together. So right now, I think that's probably the only switch I would make is 6 for 9.
Yeah, I think that's a good read. I think obviously when you do the preseason poll like this, and there's still a lot of questions, which teams are kind of going to survive drastic changes. For instance, my question mark is the Patterson U, because year after year, if you start trying to count them out, because a lot of their name brand guys are advancing in age, the people who have made that wager, especially early on in the season, have usually come out, on the wrong end of it. The U continue to surprise us when they count us out, but they also, when I would say, properly hype them up, they're just as, at least recently, they're just as likely to disappoint us. So to me, it's going to be really interesting to see how they handle the quarterback position. The question mark is Huff playing? How much is he playing? What kind of commitment level does he have? What kind of availability does he have left in the tank? And that being said, their other option at quarterback, without having a Watchman team from Baltimore, it's going to be Raheem Chaney, otherwise known as OG Buck, who has definitely been a quarterback that has found success in this league and found ways to win. But what are the expectations for a team that really expects to be a championship contender? And last year, at least in most of the conversations, was completely left out of any type of hype, especially in the playoffs towards the end of the season. It's hard to count out going into a season what the Patterson U can be, just because of their culture, and the guys that do play are always talented. But listen, eventually somebody's going to be right in doubting the U preseason. I'm just not necessarily willing to make that statement yet, and we'll find out for sure week 1 when they're going against the defending champs, which is one of the best rivalries in the history of the A7FL.
True.
Well, yes, I mean, it is a pillar of this league with those two teams get together. But Steve Ashmore asked an interesting question about how a team is at number 6 that has not played a game yet, of course, making reference to the Lexington Phantoms, which I do know that Keno Thomas, formerly of the QC Crush and formerly of the Cincinnati Chaos, will be a part of that team. It's a mixture of some people from the Crush and maybe other players on that team, but interesting take that he has a team that has not played, even though a lot of those players have played in the league, but not necessarily maybe together. Is at 6, but I mean the first 4 slots really can't make a disagree with, because I mean I think those were slotted in the correct position. Obviously, Sickwood getting a lot of respect. I mean, and sometimes this is how football works. Sometimes in defeat is when you get the most major respect. And in the case of Sickwood, the way they played against the eventual champions gained a lot of respect from everybody from the league. So how will they use that momentum and turn it into a 2026 season? Of course, all that and more you can find out on March the 15th at a Pinecrest campus, some doggone where. I'll just say it like that. But,
or in as Asbestos Memorial Stadium. That is the nickname that Zach, our former producer in the booth, would very affectionately name Asbury Park Stadium. It was asbestos field. Maybe not a funny joke for those that have family members that have suffered from mesothelioma, but if that's not the case, I don't know why you guys aren't laughing. That was gold. No, I'm joking.
Well, according to
it's the same team
Corey
who
likes to
was
call him,
competitive with the Renegades this last.
Oh, you were in the comment. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, and I think it's interesting because Steve asked, what's up with the Phantoms being so high? If anybody in and around our league knows, the hypothetical capabilities of a team from Ohio or Lexington, Kentucky, by the way, brand new states we're kind of including, even though it's still the Ohio guys. And He's confident in the former the artist formerly known as the Crush. Converting into the Phantoms, which it would have been interesting if they kept the purple. I don't know why they didn't keep the purple. Shout outs to the '90s movie The Phantom, but with Billy Zane. Great pre Marvel and DC universe superhero movie.
As I.
I think that's true. Deacon says what's up, but I think it'll be interesting to see how that Phantoms team turns out, because if they can continue the momentum that they had from last year, as Jordan, aka Cookies and Milk's comment stated, that team that we may have doubts in, and rightfully so, when they were the Crush, they took the Renegades, and the real Renegades, not what we're getting this year. They took the Renegades down to the wire in a game in New Jersey, which really, no disrespect to the Crush, they had no business being so close in. And although he's not necessarily at quarterback in his natural position, you got to love Keno Thomas, the guts that he brings to the position, the moxie, and just the overall willingness to just get the job done, despite whatever the reason is that, sometimes the offense wasn't working. In that playoff game, it was the wind, by the way. It's 35 miles an hour. It's insane. But they certainly will be an interesting team. How good they're going to be, we'll find out. But it'll definitely be a mystery worth solving as we get closer and closer to March 15th.
Well, again, if anybody can find, well, I mean, you can't replace those two gentlemen, but if anybody can find complementary pieces to contribute, it definitely is Coach JB. Obviously, last year adding Moses Smith on defense, and of course, a couple of years ago adding Juice Richard Washington to the offensive side of the ball. Certainly, it's not going to be a hard find to find talent. Maybe not to the caliber of a Donnie Lyons and Anthony Wilkerson, but they'll find talent. But, ladies and gentlemen, our guest has arrived. We will take this quick timeout. And a further reminder, you are watching The Other Side of the Ball here on the Other Side of the Ball Network. We'll be right back. Not breaking news.
That's
Right back. The breaking news has already happened. Now we just need breaking news for 2-5 because he still needs a home.
Might have one.
Oh, he might have one. All right.
I mean, if you
all right, and
got
welcome
one,
back, ladies and gentlemen, to the other side of the ball. Dub, Corey, Chris, and 2-5 with you. And joining us, he has asked to come back on the show, and just like that, he left. Well, that's what happens when you get phone calls. If you're on your phone, you get kicked out. So,
right.
If you got a tablet or a laptop, that's your best bet. So we're gonna try this again. Last season he took a season off, but it appears to be he is coming back for 2026. So rejoining us here on the other side of the ball is Kamari Michael. Welcome back, sir. How has the offseason been to you? And just kind of tell your story of why you decided to take 2025 off and what made you want to get back at it in 2026.
What's going on, y'all? But really, what made me take the season off, because I was gonna play with the Stealth. And actually, I did show up for 2 games, but then just kind of personal things started going on, and then so it just, I guess it kind of became too much for me to handle. So I just felt like I had to step away real quick.
All right. Well, glad to have you back. And what made you want to get back in the saddle for 2026?
I just took a season off. It don't stop with me. I've been doing this since I was a little kid. So, I'm as long as I can play, I'm gonna keep playing.
Well, but
Who are
the
you?
question still stands: why you took the season off?
No, he answered it. He said he had some personal shit going on.
Well, okay, all right. I'll leave it alone. Personal is personal. I'll leave it alone.
It's one of those when you're going through personal shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to balance it too.
Yeah.
Do you continue to do the shit that, of course, makes you happy and clears your head, or do you have to take care of business? So, I mean, you had to take care of business.
So the real question is, are you going back with the stealth, or where are you playing?
No, I'm going back to the Hunters.
Okay, all right. You're going to be playing QB.
Uh, yeah, but really, that's why I want to play. Y'all know that. But I'm also be trying out for receiver and 3-on-1 returner.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, but
Well, I know it's good to see you back.
How does Yeah, for
Go ahead,
sure,
Corey.
man. I love the grind. But how does the Hunters team look compared to the Hunters team that you left? Obviously not last year, but 2 seasons ago. How do they compare to the
um
Hunters team that you were last with?
honestly, I just got back with the team like 2 weeks ago, and so honestly, I don't know. I don't necessarily know who's all on the team yet, but from who I do know that I talked to that said yeah they are playing with the Hunters, it's it's looking better from 2024. Just as far as I guess more skilled players and more skilled players and more just more guys in general. Because there was like multiple games in 2024 where we only showed up with like 7, 8 guys.
Yeah. So
Well, it
coming into
seems.
this year, obviously, I'm not going to grill you too much if you're. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say. It seems like Coach
Yeah.
Ray
So I was going to
has
say,
been out there, kind of trying to get more players brought in, and trying to put a more, what can I say, structured team together. It seems like that's what he's been after. I know that in some of the conversations, he's been looking to get some more players out of practice, but wants a little bit more structure, and has quite a few players that he thinks are going to be some difference makers for the Hunters this coming season. Is that kind of what you're saying when you say the guys that you talk to are better skill players that are ready to come in and play with you guys?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I don't want to like just jump the gun and get the naming out who's all gonna be on the team, but like I
No, of
said,
course.
just from who I talked to, like I mean, yeah, it's looking a little nice, but like you said, we got to get people out to practice, and there's some people that might be a little iffy. So I don't know. I don't know for sure how the team is exactly going to be looking week 1 yet.
Hey, so I got a question. With you coming back and you going to the Hunters, right? What made you decide to go back to the Hunters as opposed to looking to a more uh, seasoned organization, or even just with togetherness? You feel me? What made you choose to go back?
Um, to be real, uh, this, yeah, to be real, the chance to play QB, and then also it was just when I tried to go with the stealth, like another thing that also made me feel like yeah I should fall back real quick. Like it was just some things that wasn't necessarily going my way, but cause cause I ended up meeting Lee in the like at the end of the 2024 season, because I played with the goal for the last game, and then right after that game he had called me. He was like, if you want a chance to play, if you want a real chance to play QB, come play with me next season. And then and when I first got with the team, it was looking good. I was doing the right things at practice. It was looking good, but then I don't know. I guess I don't feel like, from my opinion, I feel like he don't think I was taking the position serious. So
Well,
then,
well,
it was just like, Oh, my bad.
Go
No,
ahead.
No, you're good.
Oh,
You're good. I was gonna say because I really, but I'm gonna say we for cover to give myself cover that I've been bothering him so much. But I've been trying to pull teeth out of Lee's, dental situation, metaphorically by getting who is their quarterback. And look, I know Knox is up there. He knows. Look at him. He knows. But since you were kind of like looking for that opportunity, the Hunters are the team that you're with. You may have seen or heard, at least maybe hypothetically, who this quarterback is going to be for the Stealth. And so let me get my list here. I'm just going to shuffle some papers here. All right, hold on. No, hold
he
on.
trying to get me
All
caught
right,
up.
You
all
already
right.
got the names in the
Here we
back
go.
of your
Okay,
head,
so
Corey. Just go ahead and spill them.
no Darnell Richardson, right? So we crossed that. I had that line crossed out. We also we got a question mark with Jeremy Geary, but that's kind of like a huge question mark. Kenyon Stone King, we got the crossed out because Lee said 11 on 11, not A7. That was an interesting quote from him.
Very.
We also do not have a Zach Luciano, as far as I know. So I got these names I'm crossing off. So you're gonna have to fill in the blanks here. Who do you think the guy is for the Stealth then? Since you know, Kamari.
And that's funny because I was actually for a little bit. I was gonna play with a Patty team, but honestly, I don't want to play A man. So yeah.
hey,
But
question. Why
but
why is it so important?
What are you, Christy Nome? Who's the who's you can't answer the question? No, I'm just joking.
Hey,
I was like,
hey,
why
who's the quarterback?
all
He
I'm
was
say
like,
is it was
he
none
was
of those.
perfect, honestly.
why
Hey,
is
all
it
I'm say is it was none of those guys that you named.
That doesn't help. I already crossed them off.
Well,
I
we
already
know it's
crossed them
none of
off.
the
All
ones
right,
that he mentioned. We want to
Listen,
know
I'll
who it
find out.
is.
Hey, but but I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
I
too.
guess I'll find
What
out.
I'm
Is
gonna
what
say
you're saying.
too is they QB rotation is looking nice though. I ain't gonna lie.
They're what?
Well, I always say
They
if you got two QBs, you still ain't got one. So we'll see. We'll see it. It's one of those situations. I would like to know who are the two that they've got on rotation. I guess I could go out to a practice and find out.
Yeah, you probably gonna have to.
I see. See. Yeah, so see, this is what's happening, guys. Is just go a little behind the scenes, mentioning the Matt Ryan appearance that I had. Shout out to Matt Ryan. Who's Knox? Who is Tulu?
huh?
Huh?
Who is Tulu?
Uh,
We're
he's the,
doing a show, bro.
he's the individual
He's what?
the individual that lives here in Vegas.
Okay. So obviously that
Well,
might
there
be.
seems to be
Go ahead.
a leak in our comments. So if uh, there seems to be a
All
leak in
right.
our comments, so if somebody is so inclined to maybe put that up, maybe that can put a little pressure on here. You know what I was thinking though? Is
Yeah,
it
I'll
Quentin
put it up.
Ariarty?
Okay.
No,
Tulu.
no, it's
Is that
not. It's
Tua?
not. It's not Q.
Just that's what he calls himself after being concussed. Oh, it's not Quentin Ariarty. Yo, I was like, listen, bro, I was going through the list of guys, and I was like, I got all excited. I was like, yo, Quentin Ariarty played for the Alienators, and I was like doing all this like Charlie Day and Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the board, the chaos like string board, like conspiracy theory thing. Yeah,
Mhm.
I was living that meme with Quentin Ariarty. I was connecting the dots, and then I was really excited because I really loved the way that he played quarterback for the what were they called? The Alienators in the fall that
Yes.
one year. So you're telling me it's not him either. So who is Tulu then?
I don't know who Tulu is, but it's not Q though. But
Who
yeah,
is?
Q is a baller, but it's not him though.
Okay, so
It's
we
not
don't
him.
know who
Yo,
Tulu is,
what?
and Knox
Knox
says
does.
he's
Look
a
at him.
guy that lives here in Vegas.
Knox knows him.
Yeah, Knox
Knox
knows
even
him.
knows his government, but he ain't narking on him. He
Yeah,
ain't
he
McNulty
ain't
over
talking.
here like I am.
Hey, no, but
Damn, I feel so
Knox to
bad for
answer.
being McNulty.
You said
I was
what?
gonna say, I was gonna say, Knox, to answer your question though, you asked
Which
me,
one?
why not to try a more seasoned team. To be honest, really,
Okay, can we make it a two part? Because I actually had another question for you too.
oh,
Like,
go ahead.
why why is it important for you to play quarterback? And do you know
Um,
what it takes in general to really play the quarterback position?
okay, so that kind of the first question that kind of falls back on also why I didn't go back to the stealth
Okay.
because I found like yeah when I played the first two games with them, like yeah, it was cool. I finally got my first two wins in A7 or and all that, but I barely played. So honestly, I don't feel like I contributed to those wins. And I used to say this before, like I could be on an undefeated championship team like the Insomniacs, but if I don't see not one lick of the field, then it's like I don't feel like I contributed to that championship. Yeah, you could probably give me a ring because I'm on the team, but did I really help y'all win?
Amen.
Is it
Amen.
say that
Mhm.
there's
Mhm.
ways to
Preach.
feel me? There's different ways to contribute. You know what I'm saying? You don't just be a leader on the field. You know what I'm saying? You got to know what it takes to be a leader off the field. You know what I mean? From even the way it sounds like, and you tell your stories and how this shit done went. It's a lot of one game here, two game here, one practice here, one practice there. Like there's no real consistency behind your work ethic. You feel me? Like you give it a shot for a little bit, and if it's not going your way, you dip the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you can't always do that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta ride through that shit. You know
Yeah,
what I
cause
mean?
like, when I had stepped away from the stealth from A7, I had took like a couple months off, and I guess through that whole time they was going to work with even after the season they was going to work with 8 man and doing all the stuff Lee has been talking about, and then like I said, I even tried to come back and play padded football with them because I love playing pads, so when I even tried that, and by the time I came back, like shoot, they already had their whole squad loaded up. They got all their QBs, they got all their receivers. Shoot, the only thing they probably still don't.
Who are those
I ain't even
QBs?
gonna say all that, but even still though, like you feel me, they already had their whole squad loaded up. So it's like I even still try to fit my way in, but it was just like, and then like I said, I don't know. I just feel like that's not necessarily he just. I just don't feel like he think I could take that position seriously as far as playing quarterback.
Feel me? It's consistency. Is you gotta think like the
Well,
way you might look at it, other people might not look at it. You feel me? Now you got to think of it from his point of view. He owned that shit. Feel me? So he
Yeah,
like in the sense he like Jerry Jones. You feel me? Like if you not finna come to work and you not finna put, you know what I'm saying? I'm not finna waste money on you. I'm not finna waste my time. I'm not finna waste my energy. If you don't take the shit serious as I do, why would I fuck with you?
right,
You know what I'm saying?
right. And
Like like
oh, go ahead.
no, you good.
I was gonna say, and I know, like from
well,
certain hmm?
Go ahead, Kamari.
I was gonna say, I
no, no,
know
no.
in
You
like
go, you go,
certain.
because I.
All right, I got you. I was just gonna say, I know in like from certain situations you've seen like, because I've even heard you say in one of the episodes before that uh I'm a baller. I just had some selfish situations, and like you said, we've all had those.
Mhm.
But and it might, and some things it might be what it is, but some things it might have looked like what it was, but it ain't. You feel me? But I ain't here to discuss all that. I just want to let y'all know that, like, yeah, like any position I play, whether I'm playing quarterback, receiver, corner, safety, whatever I play, I'm taking that serious. Like, cause I've been ever since I was a little kid, I've always been on the field. Like, whether I was a starter or not, I've always been on the field, and I made plays. Y'all even seen in 2024, yeah, I probably lost every game, but I was able to make plays when I could, you know. So I just don't feel like I should be sitting on the sidelines.
Hey, look, how old are you?
Uh, 25.
Okay, so you like in the middle, right? It's one of those where even with my comment, it's not necessarily saying that you're selfish, right? It's more or less just saying like you don't gotta always be about yourself. You gonna do you regardless. You should know that,
Yeah,
right? But it's up to you to back your squad for real.
yeah,
Then like you could, like you said, I make plays, I make plays, I make plays. Okay, that's cool. But what about the other guys that ain't making plays? How can we get them involved so they can make plays?
oh yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I said like even with being a quarterback, I don't play the quarterback position, but I know you got to be able to command the huddle. You got to at least earn and know that everybody alongside of you respect you. You feel me? They respect your judgment. You know what I'm saying? They look at you as really being the leader, right?
Yeah,
My quarterback's not going out there talking about, oh yeah, well I made plays, but this nigga dropped the ball. You feel me? I made plays and I got out of this, scramble or whatever, and extended the play, and this motherfucker dropped the like. You're not
oh no,
hearing
it's never that. It's never that. When
right.
hey,
So it's like
when I fuck
when
up, I
you
own up to my shit.
you do. I
Wherever.
could say there's a difference, and I hate to do the comparison, but it's like when it comes down to this quarterback shit and listen to y'all talk about the quarterback position, and not necessarily wanting to step away and go try other shit. You feel me? Be spontaneous. You feel me? You got a girlfriend. You don't like, or you know what I mean? You don't just put her in the same fucking position. You feel me? Be spontaneous. Try other shit. You know what I mean? Go test. Go do some other
Uh,
shit because you might be good at some other shit.
Now,
You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
y'all seen me play other positions.
well, I
So why, so that's what we saying.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
when
Look,
you
I
play
wanted to
So
jump.
that's
I
what I'm
wanted to jump
doing.
in.
That's what I'm
I
doing. I'm
wanted to
not
jump
just
in,
trying to
not
play
to cut you guys.
QB.
Oh, my bad.
man, Corey, your ass always talking. So
Yeah, I wanted to jump in for a while because yeah, my bad. There's some kind of delay too, so I do apologize. But what I wanted to jump in is kind of because I think it would be interesting for the perspective that I've kind of like loaded up in the chamber, and I apologize. I tried to be patient, but I wanted to get before we got into a little bit of a tangent. Um, I don't necessarily disagree with what Knox is saying at all, because I think he's speaking more of a general sense in general to the circumstance, not the player, but Kamari, correct me if I'm wrong. Have I been very critical about your quarterback play, at least on social media? Would you say have I been or have I not been?
can
Did you
you
hear
hear?
me?
Yeah, I hear you. I say, yeah, you have it.
He's
I
got a
was losing
bad
Kamari. I
connection
could
right now.
hear Knox.
His
No,
shit
he's
fucked.
got a bad connection right now.
Well,
He
so
said, yeah,
the answer to the question is that I have been relatively yeah I have been relatively critical of Kamari at the quarterback position. But what in direct contrast to the show that I was last on, which was a couple of weeks ago, in which we had the epic Chris moment with our friend LA, um, I think this is the exact opposite situation because what I've heard from Kamari on this show. Now, I can't speak for his moments in the past or years ago or whatever. This show, it sounds like when he's talking about me, he's holding himself accountable. He's talking about his situation, and it does sound like he has some humility. He says, "I'm willing to do what the team needs, but I do want to play quarterback." And it would be a good lesson for guys that want to play that position in the future because if you look at the guys who are best at that position in the world, almost all of them have been told that they're not it. Josh Allen was told by every major Division I college that he was not worthy of a scholarship. How did that turn out? Joe Burrow at Ohio State was told that there are three quarterbacks that are better than you. You might have a better shot after being Mr. Ohio transferring out. I think that he's pretty good. Go down the list. Lamar Jackson's a running back. When Patrick Mahomes was coming out, he was a 6-6 record as a senior at Texas Tech and was a system quarterback. And if we continue to go farther and farther down the list, you can even get to guys like Daniel Jones, who was an absolute fucking dumpster fire for the Giants and sucked, and then went to go back up a talented player in Anthony Richardson and showed that he was the best quarterback that the Indianapolis Colts had to throw out there. And the only one that competed with him was a guy older than me with more kids than I have. And that just so happened to be Phillip Rivers. But for Kamari and for any quarterback, if you have the will to play, you just got to keep grinding, because if you are doubted and you listen to guys, no disrespect, Knox, but if you listen to guys like Knox, then now you are not a quarterback. Because the one thing, in my opinion, a quarterback is in his heart is a quarterback. And even though I think Kamari has a lot of work to do to get better,
hey Corey,
I am
so
goofy. Who's
hey,
Oh, it's LA that says I'm goofy. Well,
so
we could ask
is,
them who's goofy. I'll
is
shut up
LA
now.
a
Knox, what's
quarterback?
up?
Is LA a quarterback? He's a quarterback.
Well, does he want to be a quarterback? That's what I'm
No,
saying.
you
I'm not saying that Kamari Mickle deserves the spot.
LA's a quarterback. All right.
What are you saying?
It's in his DNA. It's in his heart.
LA is in his DNA.
It's
Yeah,
in his
well,
heart.
LA, we had the LA 15 minutes of fame. I think his A7FL, at least the peak of his fame is gonna peak at Chris, reaming him out, and rightfully so. So shout outs to LA. And yes, I am goofy. That's why I'm literally not showing my face, because it would just be a comedy show at this point. But I don't know. I'm not here to say, Knox, that you're wrong about what we've seen from Kamari. But as critical as I have been, and I have been critical, I don't know. I just kind of love that he just says that out loud. I want to play quarterback. I'll do what the team needs, which I think is me quoting him almost verbatim.
Corey
Right?
saying that ain't going to make me leave the podcast.
Am I wrong?
No, I think you're right.
So look, I think
Well, I am talking about myself a lot.
Hold on, Corey. So even with my comment, it wasn't saying that he's not a quarterback. I have much respect for Kamari as a quarterback, as a player, as an athlete. You feel me? Like he can ball.
Yeah.
I've never taken that away from him. You feel me? It was, I want to say, within whichever segment it was just one of those where I hear him when he speaks on himself, right? But the way he speaks on himself, I want to hear him speak on his teammates. And I want to see him stick around long enough to actually know what it's like to go through some shit. Not every time it's like, 1 game, 2 game, I'm not feeling it, I'm going to take some time off. Or I'm going to go to practice, I'm not, stick around. You know what I mean? Like, actually stick the fuck around.
Well, I mean, let's be real.
Yeah, and for sure.
Dub says it all the time.
Go ahead.
And Dub, you can finish it, but your best availability or your
Is
best ability
is availability.
Exactly. And I think the thing that I see when I look at Kamari is a kid that wants to play quarterback, which is fine, but quarterback isn't just about your arm talent and your legs. Quarterback is also about what you have between your ears that are going to take you to another level to understand what the defense is trying to do to you and be able to kind of process what's going on after the ball snapped. And I see hesitation in Kamari, but I also think that hesitation can be coached out of him when he understands the plays. But to understand the plays, you've got to stay with the team, like Knox was saying, and you've got to be able to understand what it is your offensive coordinator or head coach, whoever's calling the plays, is trying to do. And you have to make it your own. And he hasn't stayed long enough to make it his own.
You go to a better team or a better organization, whether it's QB2, QB3, get under somebody's wing. You feel me?
Yep. And
soak
learn.
Up college. You feel me? Soak up that game. And then once you been there a season or two, then even go somewhere else. You still young. You feel me? Like, I don't know. It's just the mindset sometimes. Like
it is.
ways to go about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
um,
and I think you're right. I think like I was saying, I think in general, like all of the things that Knox is saying 100% not only apply to Kamari's situation, but a lot of guys, right? Like, there are ways to get better, and a lot of the ways that get better is familiarity with a system and a chemistry
And
with a group of
players.
guys. And when you go team to team, that those kind of, but what I was just trying to necessarily, just kind of just like a little bit of pushback on the general idea, specifically with Kamari right this second, is, hey, he went to the stealth, saw that the opportunity wasn't necessarily there. So in his mind, he said the thing that I champion, right? I lose games probably more than because of it, and I'm a hypocrite for doing the BIC thing. Now, I told Kenny if they do win, I'm not touching that trophy unless I threw a touchdown pass in the championship game. Um, But listen, I'm here to help the league, not with what my body can do, but what I could say now. Like, so, if BIC needs me, great. But the attitude of Michael, I always say Mickle because he was a nickelback in my eyes. But I listen, I don't even know if he could ever do it or if he's good, right? Like, that's not my claim, but it is refreshing to hear a guy say that, like, hey, I took it off. I had some personal things. I couldn't commit. I tried to commit. It didn't work. I went back to the stealth. They had it going on. I'm looking for an opportunity. I'll play the position, but I want to play quarterback. You know what? If I was in charge of the Hunters, if my
I'm always
if my
passionate.
number one plan, my plan A doesn't work, that plan B of a guy that like wants to play, that is looking to prove it, that might be a catalyst that you can get the Hunters back to a team that has a win and not winless. Because it wasn't that long ago, guys, that the Hunters were a really fun, exciting team. And the way they got that done was with a quarterback that was running around like crazy. And, he's the RG3 of the Vegas division. I can't remember his name. What was that kid's name? The quarterback for the Hunters in that one fall?
Yeah, and I know who you're talking about, and I can't think of his name right now either.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
And
and
I
that's the
think
thing.
he
He
moved
was
up
a
here from
flash in the pan. He was
California. I think he
exciting
moved
as
back.
hell.
Yep. Yep. I
Yeah,
just can't remember his
and
name.
listen, the Hunters with that. Yeah, I can't either. I'll look it
But
up.
you know
But
what?
Matt Ryan, do you
To
It's
remember?
take
I
not.
this,
don't know.
That wasn't Keuno, is it? Is he talking about Keuno?
yes, that's
Oh
it.
Yeah, it
yeah,
was Keuno. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It's
Yep.
because he had a goofy ass, made up ass, not real ass name. That's why I can't remember that shit. No, shout outs to Keuno though. But it's funny. Yo, he's RG3 of our league. He came on the scene in that fall. He was undefeated at a certain point. They hadn't played the Pit Bosses or the Kryptonite yet. He started talking his shit, doing his thing. It didn't end exactly the way it started, but that wasn't 10 years ago for the Hunters.
No.
Coach
What,
Ray
2023?
knows that is a, yeah, I mean, that's a hypothetical thing that if they get a quarterback that can complete forward passes and make people miss running around, that's a formula that they can maybe get back to and can give them a chance in these games. So it will
Yeah,
it
but
will
Corey,
be interesting.
how many times when you were quarterback did you get together, maybe not with everybody on your offense, but at least your wide receivers to throw with your wide receivers so that way you guys can
I'll tell you
understand
what, yeah,
understand
I'll
break
tell you
points,
my
understand where if a cornerback is sitting, you knew where to throw the ball. I mean, these are simple things that you could still
here,
do.
Chris, this is the answer to your question. Here's my wife. Shout out to my wife, Jess. How did you answer Chris's question? How often would I be with my wide receivers? She said in an annoying amount of time. But I will say this, to answer your question in the affirmative of your point, Chris,
Hmm.
the times that I was successful as a passer were the times where I had more time with my receivers and had a clue of where they would be, how they would get there and when to throw them the ball in what situation. So,
Was
I
it
mean,
good
that
quality
is
time?
honestly the only thing.
Well, that's
It's not
those are
as
the times
good
that
of a quality time that I have with my
I
wife.
did the same thing, and I wasn't even the quarterback. I was a wide receiver. So I'd get my quarterback out there and I would throw, we would throw with our quarterback on a regular. even if there wasn't a practice to be had, or if we didn't have, as long as I have my quarterback and my receivers, I was good for practice. I didn't even need my running back or my offensive line because the biggest pieces that you needed to get the timing down with was your wide receivers. So I mean, it's simple, you know. Kamara, if he wants to play quarterback, make that call. Get those wide receivers out. You don't need everybody on the team, but that's what, in my eyes, that Knox was talking about being a leader, because now you're also bringing that to the games when you're in your huddle. They respect you because guess what? They were out there grinding with you. So these are the types of things that you need to do, and that part of the consistency is what starts to make a team turn into a real team and get you start winning games. So double on the passionate Chris back.
So Knox,
Corey,
let's go. So who's Tulu? No, I'm just joking. So
I still want to know too.
What else have you guys? Yeah, no, listen. Somebody was in the comments giving us the skinny, and we have to do the follow ups. We got friggin', you know. I don't know. We got Pam Bondi over here talking about the Dow when we're asking questions about who the quarterback for the Stealth is. No, but listen. Let's it's 50, guys. It's 50,000. Where do you guys fall on some of the? And I don't want to go into too much specifics because it was definitely. It was relayed to us with a bit of confidence, so I'm not gonna expose who the mouthpiece was. There was a public conversation that we were all privy to seeing. I don't know if you guys all read it, and it was about the defending Vegas champs, and I think it was an interesting conversation to kind of like hypothesize, right? Because there was a general sense that, you know, whether it's around the league or just in the division, from the source that we heard from, that there was a little less buzz going into this week one, and the name in question will not be revealed, but that name is a big part of what the Insomniacs like to do. Now, in the hypothetical event that we have an unmotivated Insomniacs relatively early on in the season, or maybe throughout, without,
are you talking about the two names that
inarguably?
Are you talking about two names?
No, not the ones that are there. I was talking about.
You're talking about
the names that I was talking about. What the name? I was talking about the conversation that was had in our group chat, and the person that we were having it with. I'm not going to expose who was saying.
I'm not.
Right?
You know what? I didn't even get to read that whole thing.
Oh yeah.
But this was the message from the person, right? There is a hypothetical concern with a little bit less buzz than the past couple of years, that the Insomniacs aren't as motivated as we might assume coming off of a championship loss. So with the loss of inarguably, I'm not saying it, James. I'm not narking. I'm only McNulty to the Baltimore guys. So
he's saying just say it, Jesus.
Well, you asked the question, and I have to maintain what little integrity I have.
Might as well say it.
No, but they're losing inarguably two of their best players in Anthony Richardson, Danye Lyons. Like that's not even a question that those are two of their best players. Now they have a ton of great players. That's not what they're losing. But if two of the heart and soul guys of who these guys have shown themselves to be, and then we have a voice inside, hypothetically, that's important in the locker room, you know, meeting room, whatever, that is saying that there's a concern there on motivation. Do you think that this is a hypothetical year that we get a different representative for the best team in Vegas? Is that hypothetically possible this year?
Well, I mean, you know, I'm sitting here trying to read through some of this stuff. You know, it is what it is. I mean, if that is the situation where you have a bit of a drop off, And as I said before, I don't know like I said, I haven't been able to read through the whole thing, and I'm not going to sit here and try to do it right now.
Coach, it
But
definitely was not Zelly that said that.
yeah,
I don't want to. I don't want to give any more context clues because coach is smart enough to figure it out. If we keep giving more context clues, don't disrespect Coach James B. and his intelligence level. It's smarter than me trying to hide that shit. I already gave it up probably.
It was
So,
Tulu
anyway.
that said it.
Was what? Tulu that said it? Okay.
It was Tulu, that
Okay.
motherfucker.
Well,
I don't even know Tulu's pronouns, to be honest. Let's be honest.
You know what? It's simple. If he's playing football, I would hope it's he.
We
Anyway.
never got a confirmation that the person Tulu was playing football. That could be a female name. I'm just saying. I wasn't trying to be weird about it. I'm just saying that could be like a, you know, what's the woman that owns the Indianapolis Colts? She's on the sideline with a headset. I don't know.
The one of the Ursay daughters.
Yes, the Ursay daughters, but I mean that's
All three
only
of them.
because he passed.
Anyway, so listen. Here's my take on the less motivated insomniacs, and it's not a take; it's more of a question, right? And then maybe we answer it, maybe we just leave it open to them answering it for us. I think the question that I'm asking is if the insomniacs aren't necessarily motivated, does that even really tangibly matter in some of these games? And listen, if we're gonna find out, we would probably find out right away. Week 1, sick with it. Let's go. Games of the week. Shout out to LJ Smith coming back in the booth, everybody.
Oh, so it's going to be the LJ and Corey show when Corey's not playing.
No, it's the games of the week. If it becomes a blowout, then we'll definitely go back and forth with each other. But it's games of the week first and foremost. Ain't nobody not interested in the team. It's the lack of excitement for the league because they can't get out of their own way. Well, listen.
Ain't nobody.
Jeff's ready to correct some grammar as well. So, I don't know. Listen, I don't know. I'm just kind of like semi-quoting the source. But my question is does it? Do you think the motivation even matters? Because to me, the Insomniacs seem like what would be the borderline of a team that is talented enough that it doesn't. But Sickwit is also a team that, you know, shout outs to all of the guys that do stuff on the field. But, you know, Mr. Gray is probably more important to their overall success, in my opinion, because he's the consistent factor that's been the steering hand through their success and the changes in the roster.
Well, I mean, I think when it comes right down to it, the biggest piece is going to be the fact of what happened last year. So there might be a little bit of dismay at the beginning, and you know, Jeremy Reeves said it. It doesn't really matter. We're still better than anyone in Las Vegas, and he, you know, until you beat them, he is 100% correct. The question mark that I have is not as far as the teams here in Vegas, but I think that when the playoffs come and you know it's down to the Final Four, I guarantee the Insomniacs. I don't care what anybody says. I think the Insomniacs get up to play for those games. There might not be the interest driven here in Vegas, but I guarantee there'll be the interest driven in the Final Four, because you know competition is competition, and once that competition hits, they're going to get up for those games. I would believe that. There's nothing in me that says the Final Fours roll around and the Insomniacs roll over. That ain't happening.
Well, I think it's far from roll over, but I do have to say I think there is at least the reason for a question, because correct me if I'm wrong, the Sick With It team is not like a team that's gonna lose if they play you know, a not ready to play opponent. In my opinion, that's a hell of a squad that if they're executing 100%. I mean, we only have to go back probably like 750 days or less to see an instance in which, in my opinion, the level of motivation for the Insomniacs, it wasn't there, and they lost by only 3 or so, but they lost to Sick With It. That was their only loss other than the championship in obviously last year's season. So I mean, I guess it's a question. I don't know if it's a concern necessarily, because like Coach James says, we still have the guys, right? And the guys matter. But I also think too, like that little brother syndrome for Sick With It, I don't think they want to be there anymore. And that is a motivating factor for sure, in my opinion.
Well, I believe that you're right. I think that is a motivating factor for Sick, but at the same time, if you think that the Insomniacs don't understand what this first game is, and like you just said, that little brother kind of stigma that they've got, um, I think that this is going to be a surprise, because I don't think that the Insomniacs are going to get out there and just be like, okay, it's Sick With It. Who cares? I don't think that's what we're going to get. Not at
Well,
all.
we're still far enough away from the actual sidelines of the field and the Insomniacs stepping over that threshold to really kind of like, in my opinion, judge their motivation level. I guarantee when they walk on that field, they're not gonna play lightly with a team like Sick With It.
No. But
But
my
it
question mark for Sick is who's playing QB for them?
I mean this it's a great question for most teams, I think.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing about it is when I look at and break down teams, the first thing that I start with is quarterback. We know what the Insomniacs are bringing at quarterback, and we know what they can bring at quarterback with different QBs playing the position. So that's not a question mark. The question mark for Sick, and it's not a knock, because we heard Lee talk about um, Stone King coming out and trying out for their squad. So does that mean he's not with Sick? Don't know. I haven't talked to him about it. Is your boy playing with them this coming season? Don't know. We don't know.
Matt
So
Ryan?
I know James is saying that Stone King is going to be their quarterback. Um, I He might be right, and I know that the other side of it is, I know the family and I know him. He was talking about moving out of town for a little bit, so I don't know if that is 100% correct, and it might be. It might be. Like I said, I haven't called him and talked to him to find out, but I might just do that, because that in itself is a good question. And what is Sick With It going to look like? Because we saw new players with them last season. Are we going to see even more new players with them this season?
Well, and what I
And
saw from
Knox,
them
all of a
last
sudden your
season.
Chris, I
ears
can't
perked
hear you
up.
if you're talking.
What's
Yeah.
that? Corey, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, Knox, Corey can hear me. I don't know if you can. You got nothing?
Nah, that shit just went out of nowhere.
That's odd.
Yeah, so
I mean,
so
everybody else can probably still hear you, but I can't.
I can
Yeah,
hear Knox, I can hear Chris. Dub is gone.
I
Kamari
think
is working on his
Dub
throwing
is
motion.
probably getting into his car right now.
Yes, he
he's
is.
usually heading to work right now.
Yeah, because I think Stone King is retired, according to Steve Ashmore. We'll see. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. The turnover in this league is pretty rapid. But I'll say this about Stone King: he played his best game in the final one that they had.
Yeah.
It might have been the heat. It might have been the lack of depth for the guys that BIC brought. I don't think so, because the way he looked comfortable in that pocket in a Final Four game, which was obviously a playoff game, which was a team that, if he knew any better, he would see, and he's like, wow, that seems pretty decent, right? um, I, yeah, I think that if Kenyon Stone King comes back and is the same player that he left the A7 field last as, and he's that guy that steps up in the pocket, delivers the ball on time, is throwing the ball with some zip and tons of accuracy to guys that are flying all over the field. That is a dangerous combination to go up against any team. And listen, I've always been a Sick With It kind of apologist in a way. I've also been a big critic of them at times, I guess. But to me, that their ascension, hypothetically,
Mm-hmm.
might be the thing that adds that juice back to this division. And if the Sick-Witted team that's been kind of grinding and grinding to get past their big brother is finally able to do it, it might send out signals to the rest of the teams in the league and division and some of the guys that, maybe got a little bit, like they're disenchanted with the whole Vegas idea because we gotta play the Insomniacs.
Well, you know
they
what?
play
And
cards in the huddle while calling plays. You know
I
what I mean?
think
Like,
I think this season is going to be a little bit different, and I'm not saying that it is going to be a situation where it's not going to be the Insomniacs and Sick, but I think that there has been enough going on behind the scenes with the Stealth that they could be a pretty good team. Um, just because of the amount of players that they have and what they've been doing. Do I think they're going to be at the level of the Insomniacs and Sick with it? I don't know. I think they will possibly be the third best team in the division. Actually, I expect them to be the third best team in the division. How good are they going to be? Not sure yet.
yeah,
But I
because we
know
don't
that.
know because we don't know who the quarterback is.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's part of it. But the other side of it is they've got quite a few players that are coming out to play that usually play on their 8-man tackle team. So does that give them a little bit of a deeper um, amount of players that could potentially be really good for them? We'll see.
Well, if they
So
if
that's
they come out, listen, I'll say this about the Stealth because I think they're a really interesting team too. If they come out and somehow put under center a rookie quarterback with the type of season that like an Anthony
Yeah.
Service had last year,
mhm.
that Stealth team, you put a guy that can complete 65% of his passes, can throw and run on that squad, and he's able to figure it out in real time. That's the type of formula that can be a contending team in this league nationally.
Yeah, that could be dangerous.
If they go around and say, "Hey, we got the answer," and the guy comes out and is just not familiar with the situation or doesn't like the contact or whatever the thing is, because it's hypothetically, possible, right? They're not going to be a good team, right? It really, to me, in my opinion, they have a lot of pieces in the positions that you need, but if you don't have the guy that can figure it out when they need it under center, third quarter, end of the game. Now they're listening to what you said, so be shush. Like to me, the Stealth, that question mark and the way that that's answered defines their season.
Well, I guess we will. Since we're 11 days away, it won't be that long before we start finding out what the Stealth brings.
Yeah, but do they
Um,
do they play week one? I don't think so, right?
I
Stealth
think
play the
they do.
Hunters.
Yeah, it's going to say. I thought Gold had the
Yes.
first buy.
They can't hide from us for long.
Nope. So I mean, we'll find out who their quarterback is. I might even know by next week, depending on how quickly rosters get put together. So we'll see. But it is what it is, man. We'll find out what's going on pretty quick.
And
So-
no, Coach James, I didn't leave. I was transferring from laptop to phone to car. I'm on my way to work.
So Knox, it's not Snoop either, huh?
Huh?
I'm running out of quarterbacks that have played in this week's name.
Nonsense, huh?
Hey,
Cross off the list.
it could be a quarterback that hasn't played.
Well, then then it's Tulu. She good?
Yes! The mystery
old
man
Tulu.
for the Stealth.
Good old Tulu.
We don't even have confirmation that this is a human being. Is this a mascot?
It could be AI.
It could be AI.
I'm just wondering if AI can throw a football.
I mean,
Well, with
have
all
you
the
seen those?
creation,
Have you seen those robot dogs that
a
chase people around?
hologram can.
A hologram can't. A hologram can dance. Michael Jackson can dance as a hologram. I don't know if they're gonna get Johnny Unitas out there throwing anything physically as a hologram.
You seen
In
the
the high
Tupac
flag.
one? The
In
Tupac
the high
one was
flag
pretty fire.
it was.
Oh yeah, well, no, that's the real Tupac, man. Come on. The Earth is flat. Tupac is alive, and no one landed on the moon. Right?
Well, guess it all depends on who you talk to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just like
5 minutes.
measles, don't get the vaccine if you live where everyone has measles. Apparently.
5 minutes left to go on the show, gentlemen. Final thoughts as we are 11 days closer, and of course, Beach Football League coming up this Saturday. The Stealth, representing the A7FL, will take on the Beach Football League on the shores of the Santa Monica Pier. Hopefully, there will be some information where we could possibly stream that action.
Yeah, and hopefully
And
they'll be using the quarterback they use in A7.
Is it touch or is it tackle?
It's tackle.
It's tackle.
Nice. Okay, just
and
checking.
maybe Tulu might be on the beach in that beach football league. You never know.
And
Wearing a
we're
tutu.
still not sure what Tulu is. It might even be an inanimate object at this point. Tulu is a destination you put in a GPS at this point.
Very possible.
Final thoughts, gentlemen, on this 100th, and we're almost close to 200. My goodness, this is insane.
Yeah, 173.
Yeah, that's insane. But final thoughts as we put a bone wrap on this, as we are getting closer to March 15th, opening day, to where it will be Corey Hammond and LJ in the booth during the game of the week, and of course, Will Franklin will join Matt Ryan on the Matt Ryan is Yelling YouTube channel during their take of the games going on in New Jersey. So, final thoughts, gentlemen.
I think that both things are going to be interesting. Corey, how are you feeling about the final thoughts. Corey, go ahead.
No, ask me the question. That'll be my final thought. I'll do it quick.
Just your overall thoughts on doing this with LJ now, with Matt and everybody gone, and you picking up the mantle.
Yeah, well, the thing is I did work with LJ before Matt, and there is a misconception about the LJ exit. He kind of stepped away. LJ was never like fired or replaced or forced out. It just was a thing. Um, I have to say, working with Matt Ryan has been like the highlight of my commentating career, and that also, you know, just as equally includes Big Rob. I mean, when we were all together and we were sitting in there doing those games in Asbury, and Ryan Shamar was running into the booth yelling about something that Will Franklin did as the ref or something, right? Those will forever be like, my favorite moments as a commentator, just in the way that everything kind of just like meshed beautifully. Um, and to add to that, there was something special about that podcast, and just the way that, me and Rob could literally like argue with each other like we actually didn't like each other, and then as soon as we were done taping, we would start laughing about it. Um, but I will say that LJ is the original kind of um, saucier of the league. There's a certain style that LJ has that adds a lot of personality to the way that the A7 and Town Beef, as it once was known, kind of evolved. And getting him back in the booth, although I guarantee, as fans listen to the games of the week, he will find ways to criticize me for something because he enjoys himself with that. It will definitely be fun to spar with him once those games get a little out of hand and we have some free time to go back and forth at each other. But um, he's one of the pioneers in this league. It's an honor to have him back. I will miss Matt tremendously, miss Rob tremendously, miss the Sobermans, um, Alex and Dave. Uh, Alternate timeline, Corey Hammond Cole. I don't know. I think he actually might be with us because he is Ryan's cousin. But Zach, all those guys that did so much to make our league so watchable and make me like palatable because I'm so annoying most of the time. It's definitely going to be a shame, but I am excited to get back with LJ because he's also just as much fun at times, and he'll definitely keep me on my toes.
All right. 2-5. Final thoughts?
And my shit short and simple. 11 days away. Make 3-on-1s great again.
Still not going to tell us who you're playing with, are you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought so. Can you at least text a brother and let me know?
I could text you and tell you what I'm drinking.
Let's see how you are. Okay.
Well,
All right,
listen,
let's see how you
Knox, if
are. I
you're
ain't gonna
trying to keep
announce
that
it. I
shit
ain't gonna say
secret,
nothing. I'm curious, man. That's it.
Knox, if you're trying to keep that shit secret, do not talk to Matt Ryan. He fucking fished me out in a second. Excuse my language.
So,
Keep it
final thoughts
secret.
from me.
Keep it safe.
I'm just looking forward to getting back in the booth, having some fun, calling some games, and I would say enjoying the weather. But man, it's been a little hot. So we'll see how that first game is. Dub, just you.
First off, I will say thanks to Kamari Michael for joining us. His phone died, that's why he got kicked out. So I just wanted to pinpoint you did not leave abruptly, but you gotta charge your phone if you're gonna come on the show, man. If you're using your phone, make sure you have some battery. Um, but kind of to pinpoint what Corey Hammond said, it is going to be weird in a sense not hearing Matt Ryan be behind the mic as we've grown accustomed to these last 6 years, although he's still going to be um, doing his thing in his own way with the league per se, which is something to look forward to. Actually look forward to him and Will Franklin on their take during that, but also, again, having LJ come back to lead the voice of the East is something fun and exciting. Although I will say also, to piggyback what Corey said, um, even though it wasn't A7 related, certainly one of the joys of my career was calling the second half of that Kings Saints game with Corey and Rob and Bullhead back in 2023 when Corey tried his damnness to make me break kayfabe, if you will, during
That
the
doesn't sound like
broadcast.
me.
During the broadcast. Well, we have videotape of you trying to at the house during the big ass post game show in Bullhead, where we're all sitting on the couch. But that was a joy to do. Again, I still say Bullhead City was one of the highest moments in my young broadcasting career, which was just a great weekend from head to toe. It certainly will be different not having Big Rob there, but I mean, he's made his lasting impact on this game as a player and a commentator. Same with Matt Ryan. And again, looking forward to be in the booth in the sphere again. See where season 12 takes us. To see um, who the mystery quarterback is for the Silver State Stealth, among other
Tulu.
things. Yes, the powers of Tulu. Will it be enough to lead the Stealth to a championship?
Is it
We
is
don't
it
know.
Cthulhu, the monster from Lovecraft novels?
We don't know. We just have. Bottom line is,
You have to
fans, you
wait
have
and
to find
see.
out. You
That's a
have to wait
great
and
guess.
see. You have to wait and see on March 15th. But however, appreciate everybody for joining us here on this 173rd episode of The Other Side of the Ball. And when we come back next week, we'll be even more closer to being the opening day because we'll be 4 days away from opening day. But of course, keep and Ashmore again is saying that Knox is Ashmore Media. That's his team for 2026 in A7. But for Corey, for 25, for Chris, I'm Double A saying thank you guys for watching. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe this weekend, wherever you may be at. Make love, not war. Pray for peace. And we'll see you on the other side of the ball. Take care. Ta-ta for now.